These Republican farmers in Arkansas are finding out the hard way. Hundreds of them packed into a Baptist church in Brooklyn, lining up out the door, hats in hand, begging for help. Why are they begging for help? Their farms are failing all thanks to Donald Trump, a guy most of them all voted for. Their crop prices have crashed, and costs for fertilizer, fuel, and equipment are through the roof. One farmer says, last year rice paid 40% more. Now we're spending more to grow it and making less than ever. Some of them are walking away from land that's been in their families for centuries. We're done, one farmer said. My son won't be the 7th generation. Ruining your family's legacy to own the libs. What a great idea. Then one farmer, who spent 39 years in the field, said, Mr. Trump, you looked at me and said, I love you. Mr. Trump, I need to see the fruit of your love. Yeah, Fafo's giving you the side eye too, because what the heck was even that? The guy you voted for doesn't even have love for his own wives. What makes you think he's gonna love you? Trump wrecked your markets with his trade war. Trump's farm bill delays help for people like you until next year. And his party is the one cutting the programs that you're now begging to keep. You voted for the people who said government help is socialism. And now you want to bail out? I farm 800 acres with 50-year-old tractors, another farmer said. I can't afford help. I can barely hang on. They thought the government cuts would hurt someone else. The poor, the cities, the immigrants, not them. But now the Trump administration has come for their land and their family. And guess what? They're finally living in the America they voted for.
Yo, in today's episode of As the White Hood Turns. So, we've all heard that the job numbers came in, right? And only 22,000 jobs were added. And we all know Syphilitic Sid has said that maybe there won't be any numbers for at least 2, maybe 3 years until we can, get the numbers right, whatever that means. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Did y'all see them farmers in Arkansas who are now begging Syphilitic Sid to help them? They are asking for a bailout. And I don't understand if they don't understand that a bailout is basically welfare for farmers. Now, mind you, I got no issues with farmers, right? Because without them, we wouldn't have, cabbages, broccoli, whatever, vegetables, right? Right, green beans, vegetables, tomatoes, whatever. But the fact that these people all voted overwhelmingly for Syphilitic Sid. Now they're asking him to bail them out. And you know what he said? We're going to have to see how it goes. Because, there are more important issues. Like that $200 million ballroom. And that plane, apparently, that they still are trying to figure out what to do with that and how to renovate it, So, one man even said that his farm has been in his family for 3 generations. And he will not be able to leave his farm to his kids. Because if they don't get help, and soon, they're not going to have a farm. I want to feel bad. I promise you I do. And I do. But damn it, this is what you voted for. So I kind of got to be like, yay, for you. Maybe not for your kids who ain't going to inherit no farm. But there's plenty of kids ain't inheriting nothing. That was uncalled for. But you know what I'm saying. Okay, bye.
Arkansas farmers, this is for you. If you don't want to lose your daddies and your granddaddies and your daddy's farms, then you better pressure your legislators to impeach Trump, because they're going to let your farms foreclose, and then Trump and J.D. Vance and their greedy corporate private equity buddies are going to swoop up your long-standing family farms for pennies on the fucking dollar and sell them to the highest bidder, probably in a foreign country. Way to go, America. We can do this. We can do better. You can do better. But it takes Republicans to pressure the Republicans to save us. That's you too.
So the people who say no handouts just lined up for a handout. Now tell me why farmers in Arkansas are standing outside with their hands out again, begging Uncle Sam for money. See, when it's regular people struggling, rent too high, groceries too ridiculous, can't afford health care, the answer is always from these people: stop complaining, stop asking for handouts, and pull yourself up by your bootstrap. Farmers in Arkansas are crying out to the feds for stimulus money like it's open mic night. And look, I get it, because times are hard everywhere. But when you plant your crops, raise your cattle, take on the risks of farming, wasn't that a personal business decision? So why is it on me and you to make sure that that decision keeps paying out? Because see, when you and I make bad decisions, government doesn't cut us a check to make it right for us. Now, let's connect the dots here a little bit. These are the same people voting for the same politicians who say government is the problem. Yet as soon as the tractors stop running and their profits dry up, government magically turns into a solution for them. Ain't that funny and ironic? The question is, do we owe farmers any help? Or do they need to practice what they preach? Figure it out. Tighten that belt. Leave taxpayers out of it. Because last I checked, it's really not our problem to fix somebody else's gamble.
For many farmers, the American future or the American dream is about working hard, providing for your family, and keeping the farm alive for the next generation. In this video, we'll look at the struggle some farmers in Arkansas say that they are facing under President Trump's economic policy, from rising costs and financial pressure to uncertainty about the future, and why they are not asking or pleading for help. Let's watch some of this clip. Please don't forget to like my video, subscribe to my channel, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. All right, guys, let's get into it.
Right now, we're in a very dire situation. September's upon us, harvest is starting in the deep south, and we have 0 bushels of soybeans on the books to be sold to China for this current crop that's about to come out of the field. Historically, over the last 5 years, about a third of soybean sales to China would be booked. China amounts to 25% of our total U.S. soybean crop. So that would be 8 or 9% of the whole U.S. crop would normally be on the books with China right now, and we have 0. That is alarming. The farm economy as a whole is struggling. Inflation has caused our cost of production to rise drastically on every front. Commodity prices, in particular soybeans, are down about 50% from where they were 3 years ago. And our numbers are deeply in the red. And we send this letter to President Trump because we've been talking for months about needing to have sales in place, a deal in place, a phase 2 type agreement that has purchase commitments along with a level playing field on trade with no tariffs. And we haven't had anything happen, unfortunately. And our appeal to President Trump and his administration is make soybeans a priority in any trade negotiations that are taking place. Soybeans are the #1 agriculture export to China. And in the last trade war, it was 71% of the losses that we had as American farmers. And they're critical.
Yeah, so if we look at, and we're going to divide. So I'll stay with grain and oilseeds because that's what I do day to day. But I just have to say one thing about livestock. For livestock folks, we're in good world for them right now. So I'd love to be able to have as good a world that they're having in GNO, but we just don't. And so there's just so many things, and it's really a supply story this year. When you think about across the globe, we haven't had a year where every country's almost saying all 8 cylinders where we're getting full production. And that's where we are right now. It's also too a bit of a dichotomy in the US is that we're building corn stocks, but the world is not. It's just the opposite in soybeans, where the world's building soy stocks and we're not. And so it's a very weird world, but the fact is we just have so much supply in the world, that's just going to keep prices, really on the defensive.
If there's no emergency funding this year, there will be 1 out of 3 farmers will file bankruptcy.
Arkansas farmers are crying bankruptcy, begging the government for bailouts. And you know what? They voted for this. Trump's tariffs, Trump's inflation, Trump's big, beautiful bill that doesn't pay a damn dime until 2026. That's not bad luck. That's FAFOF around and find out. 70% of farmers still say they believe in the tariffs that are crushing them. That's like cheering for the guy who just repoed your tractor. Loyalty this blind isn't just expensive, it's generational suicide. Look, I don't celebrate people losing farms, but actions have consequences. Arkansas voted overwhelmingly for Trump, and now they're learning the hard way that racism, culture wars, and blind loyalty don't put food on the table. They cost you everything.
Now, I've never been as worried as I am now about whether or not my kids and grandkids will be able to carry on.
You said, I love you, Mr. Trump. I need to see the fruit of your love.
5 of my customers have committed. That's how serious that this is.
And what it costs for us to farm is astronomical now.
I farm with paid-for equipment. All my tractors are 50 years old, and I can't hardly make this deal work. I think the tariffs are the ice cream on the cake of a perfect storm.
After a horrible year last year where most farmers in Arkansas Delta lost money, this year's going to be worse.
We made the decision to go out this year in the spring. So my son will not be the seventh generation on our farm.
We're going to lose 25 or 30% of the farmers in this country if they don't do something. It has to be done, and it's not just here. It's everywhere.
Until the federal government steps in to save them, farmers have no one to turn to but God.
Farmers, in my opinion, dear Lord, and it's only my opinion, are closer to thee than anyone else on this earth because we deal with your earth every day. Dear Lord, we're hurting, dear Lord. We can't help what's happened to us.
This is fresh off the presses. This is amazing. So you know how farmers were pleading to the Trump administration for help, and they expressed so much anger that the Trump administration gave your tax dollars and my tax dollars to the tune of $20 billion to Argentina, who turned around then and went straight to China and said, hey, we'll trade directly to you. And China, as a result, put in 0 orders with U.S. farmers because Argentina used that $20 billion to reduce the cost of exporting to China. Remember that outrage? And remember when Republicans were texting each other, oh my God, I think we fucked up with this $20 billion to Argentina because now China's the one benefiting from all this and our farmers are screwed, right? Well, I am happy to say that the Trump administration heard you, Mr. Farmer. He heard our farming community. He heard other Republicans, especially in Congress, who expressed concern. They understood what they did and how it's harming farmers, and they took action. And you'll be happy to know they're giving Argentina another $20 billion of your tax dollars and my tax dollars. Now, I want Trump supporters to know that you are now officially out of the honeymoon phase and part of the narcissistic fascist regime. They don't care about you. They never did. They got what they wanted from you, and they're going to keep getting more from you, even though you're not going to like it. You can't stop it.
So it looks like Arkansas farmers are in the find out phase of the fuck around and find out part.
We're going to lose 25 or 30% of the farmers in this country if they don't do something. It has to be done, and it's not just here. It's everywhere.
Because farmers from all over the state of Arkansas came together to have a town hall meeting with some representatives from the government, explaining their struggles and what they might need to help them. And just as a friendly reminder, during the 2024 election, the state of Arkansas went 64.2% towards President Orange Man. But let's continue with the rest of this clip because it seems like one farmer might be having a realization as to what may be causing all of these issues.
For Brown, there is something that rounds out all the issues that they are facing: the tariffs.
I think the tariffs are the ice cream on the cake of a perfect storm. When you try to sell a product, okay, U.S. soybeans leaving New Orleans without the tariff to China are cheaper than Brazilian soybeans at the current market. But when you put the tariff on top of them, Brazilian beans are cheaper.
Now, I'm actually glad he's making the correlation that it has something to do with the tariffs. But I've noticed a pattern when it comes to some of these people, when it comes to the tariffs, that they never make the connection or blame towards the person that actually caused these tariffs. And I'm gonna give him a major hint that it has to do with the person that won 64.2% of the vote in that state during the 2024 election. And this Arkansas farmer seems like he has a solution for this problem.
So, how can this be fixed?
In the short term, they have no choice but to mail us a check. I don't know a farmer that likes the check program. Nobody wants to take taxpayer dollars, but nobody wants to go broke.
Yep, you heard that right. He's asking for a government handout, which is socialism, which he says he doesn't like them, but during these past years, there have been lots of subsidies and checks going out for farmers, including bailouts that happened during President Orange Man's first term. Because during his first term, financial aid to farmers was about $28 billion, costing more than Navy shipbuilding, the nuclear forces, NASA, and even children's health insurance. So yeah, you guys do love to receive bailouts and handouts. All the while, you guys tell other people who need financial aid, such as single mothers with kids who need food stamps, that they should pull themselves up by the bootstraps, but for some reason you guys don't like doing it yourselves. And this is just another episode in the saga of Fuck Around and Find Out. I don't even know what episode number we're on, but yeah.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we start, don't forget to like my video, subscribe to my channel, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. So today we are talking about the growing concern coming from some farmers in Arkansas, some who once strongly supported President Trump and now speaking out about the economic pressure they are facing and asking for help. Farmers has never been, or let me say farming has never been easy. You know, farmers deal with changing weather, rising fuel prices, equipment costs, labor shortage, and unpredictable crop prices. Many say that they are working harder than ever, yet making less money than they expected. Some farmers believe current economic condition and the government policy have made their situation even more difficult. Others argue these challenges have been building for years and, can't be blamed on any single president or administration. What is interesting is that some lifelong supporters are now asking tough questions. They are wondering why everyday expenses, keep rising, why their profits continue to shrink. For them, politics has become less about party loyalty and more about keeping their farm alive. At this time, many Trump supporters continue to defend. At the same time, many Trump supporters, continue to defend his economic approach, arguing that broader economic problems are influenced by many factors beyond one leader's control. Now, the biggest question is this: how can policymakers better support American farmers while keeping rural communities strong and competitive? Now, I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think? Do you think enough is being done to support American farmers, regardless of which party is in power? I'd like you to leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this discussion, please don't forget to like my video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your notification for more political commentary, economic discussion, and current events that is happening around the world. Once again, thanks for watching, and see you all in my next video. Bye. Love ya. Mwah.